In the history of baseball, there are few seasons more impressive than the one Orel Hershiser put together in 1988. The right-hander, nicknamed Bulldog, won a league-best 23 games, 8 of them shutouts, while leading the Dodgers to a World Series title. He was also named the World Series MVP, the National League Championship Series MVP, and the NL Cy Young Award winner, the only player ever to claim that trifecta of awards in the same season. And in the most dominating stretch ever seen on a mound, he pitched 59 consecutive innings without giving up a run, a record that remains untouchable to this day. Throughout his stellar 18-year career, which included 204 wins and more than 2,000 strikeouts, Hershiser was beloved for not only the way he played the game, but the way he treated others. And those values were forged by his parents and the youth coaches he played for growing up.
I cannot tell you the record of my teams in my youth sports right now. But I can tell you that I must have learned a lot as a man, as a young boy, with manners, with sportsmanship, with all the different values, but I don't have any idea what my record was. I think that came from my mom and my dad. People always compliment me, you know what, you're so nice, or you really treat the fans nice, or you take time to sign an autograph, or whatever it is. And I always say I had good parents. And I think having good parents to teach you manners, to teach you respect for everyone, no matter what their resume says. Anybody from, excuse me for saying, anybody for saying a janitor to the president of the company, you can learn from, and you also can treat fairly and treat kindly. I remember sitting in my class in 6th grade waiting for the clock to go by so I could play the game that night. I remember, having trouble concentrating on my homework because I did poorly in the game before. And I think putting in perspective for kids is really important for the coaches to let them know that it's only a game, to let them know that it can be fun, and to let them know that concentration is good. And I think all of those tools, all those things that you learn in youth sports, if they're really good things, can be transferred. So to put the goal of you're going to be a big leaguer, you're going to be a star out there and you got to work hard to get that, I think that's the wrong goal. I think the goal is to learn all the attributes, to learn all the skills, to learn all the moral structure, the friendship and the teammate stuff, and know that all of that is going to transfer for every child that's involved, not just that one special one that ends up making it, but for everybody that's participating. Compliment before you teach. Compliment before you teach. And there's always something that you can compliment. If a young man runs our ball and completely misses it, you can say, way to hustle towards it. Now let me tell you what to do with your glove. If a guy swings hard and misses it and pulls his head out and pulls his shoulder out and drops his hands, you can always say, I love your bat speed, but this time let's put your shoulder in. I think you can always find something to compliment them on, which is going to open their ears and open their eyes to go, I like this guy or gal. And then the instruction comes behind it and you have their attention. But if the first thing they say is negative, like, don't do that, or you did this, or you know not to do that, immediately they go, and they go inward and they want to block you out because you're giving pain. I think you give something to make them open their eyes, open their ears, and then give them something that's going to help. I think we are getting too specific for a certain skill or a certain sport too early. And I think we're wearing out joints and wearing out kids. And I think a well-rounded athlete that plays a different sport in every season compared to one that plays one year-round or one specific position in that sport, I think we want to see our kids enjoy all the sports. I think we want to see our kids enjoy and grow, strongly in all their muscles. We don't want to wear knees out because they'll say all they do is play basketball. We don't want to wear elbows and shoulders out because all of a sudden at 10 years old we say he's going to be a pitcher. We don't want to wear wrists and elbows out because all of a sudden we decide at 8 years old he's a great hitter. Let them play everything. You're really not going to make or break their future, I don't think, at 8 years old, at 10 years old, at 12 years old, even at 14 years old.
Orel Hershiser experienced what only a select few ever do, winning a World Series. But he discovered that the journey actually meant so much more than the end result. Listen to his words, and as you go through your youth sports seasons, remember to savor all the moments, both the big and the small ones, along the way. Years from now, the kids won't remember the wins and losses. Just like Orel says, he can't recall the record of any of his youth teams, but they will remember the friendships, the lessons, and how they were treated by their coaches.
Well, it's absolutely amazing to win a World Series. Everything that you've dreamed of as a child, everything that you always wanted, all the work that you put into it, all the people that have contributed into your life, to all come to one culmination in one moment. But I will tell you, it's very frustrating and very empty also, because the moment it's over is the moment you want to get back on the quest and try and do it again. It's like you've reached the finish line and now there's no more race. And if you were in love with the race, it's over. And so one of the first questions you're asked, and one of the first things you're asked after you win, is can you repeat? And you barely have time to enjoy it. You do, but then you realize very quickly that I love the race. I love the competition. I love the quest more than I love the result.